Many seniors today are being told to trust every shiny label on a supplement bottle. But behind these promises often lies a complicated web of marketing and profit. Some doctors warn that certain supplements can actually make seniors weaker, not stronger. This betrayal is all too real. Big Pharma and supplement companies often push pills that seem to help, yet studies reveal they can disrupt natural body processes, cause dangerous side effects, and even harm the very health they claim to protect. It's not just about the money. It's about your strength, your independence, and your dignity. Seniors deserve honest information to make wise choices. Calcium supplements. Calcium supplements might seem like the obvious choice for stronger bones after 50, but doctors are increasingly warning that these popular pills could be doing more harm than good to your heart, kidneys, and even the very bones they promise to protect. Many seniors reach for calcium supplements believing they're investing in their bone health, yet research reveals a troubling truth. Taking high doses of supplemental calcium can actually make you more fragile and vulnerable to serious health complications. The marketing around calcium supplements has created a dangerous misconception. While calcium is essential for bone health, flooding your system with large doses from pills disrupts your body's delicate mineral balance in ways that natural calcium from food sources never would. When you take a 500 or 1000 milligram calcium supplement, your body receives far more calcium at once than it can properly process and absorb. This overwhelming surge triggers a cascade of problems that can compromise your health in multiple ways. Cardiologists have observed alarming patterns in patients who regularly take calcium supplements. The excess calcium doesn't simply disappear harmlessly from your bloodstream. Instead, it begins accumulating in your arteries, forming calcium deposits that harden and narrow these vital pathways. This process, called arterial calcification, significantly increases your risk of heart attacks and strokes. A major study published in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that people taking calcium supplements had a 22% higher risk of heart attack compared to those who didn't take supplements at all. Your cardiovascular system wasn't designed to handle these calcium floods. When calcium levels spike suddenly in your blood, your arteries can't distinguish between the calcium meant for your bones and the excess that needs to be filtered out. The result is calcium settling exactly where you don't want it, in the walls of your arteries, making them stiff and reducing blood flow to your heart and brain. Some cardiologists now routinely ask their patients about calcium supplement use when they see signs of arterial calcification on imaging tests. The kidney problems associated with calcium supplements are equally concerning. Your kidneys work overtime trying to filter out excess calcium, but they can become overwhelmed by the constant burden. This leads to calcium oxalate kidney stones, which are not only extremely painful, but can cause permanent kidney damage if they become severe or recurring. Nephrologists report seeing more kidney stone cases in older adults who take calcium supplements regularly, particularly when combined with vitamin D supplements that increase calcium absorption even further. What's particularly frustrating for many seniors is discovering that calcium supplements can actually weaken the very bones they're trying to strengthen. This happens because calcium works in partnership with other minerals like magnesium, phosphorus, and vitamin K2. When you flood your system with isolated calcium, it disrupts this delicate mineral symphony. Magnesium, which is crucial for bone formation and calcium absorption, becomes depleted as your body uses it to help process the excess calcium. Without adequate magnesium, your bones can't effectively use the calcium that's available, leading to brittle, weak bone structure despite high calcium intake. Endocrinologists explain that bone health depends on a complex interplay of hormones, minerals, and mechanical stress from weight-bearing activities. Taking large doses of calcium supplements bypasses these natural regulatory systems. Your parathyroid glands, which normally regulate calcium levels, can become confused by the artificial spikes in calcium. This disruption can lead to calcium being pulled from your bones rather than deposited into them, particularly if other supporting nutrients aren't present in proper ratios. The absorption issue with calcium supplements compounds these problems. Your intestines can only absorb about 500 milligrams of calcium at one time, regardless of how much you consume. Taking a 1000 milligram supplement means roughly half of it passes through your system unused, potentially causing digestive issues like constipation and bloating along the way. The unabsorbed calcium can also interfere with the absorption of other important minerals, like iron and zinc, creating additional nutritional imbalances that affect your overall health and energy levels. Research has shown that countries with the highest calcium supplement consumption don't necessarily have the lowest rates of osteoporosis. In fact, some populations that consume moderate amounts of calcium from natural food sources have stronger bones than those taking high-dose supplements. This paradox has led bone specialists to reconsider the more calcium equals stronger bones equation that has driven supplement marketing for decades. Gastroenterologists point out that calcium supplements can cause significant digestive disruption in many older adults. The large concentrated doses can neutralize stomach acid, which is already often insufficient in seniors. This reduction in stomach acid impairs the absorption of other vital nutrients like vitamin B12, iron, and folate. The result can be a cascade of nutritional deficiencies, even while taking what seems like a beneficial supplement. The timing of calcium supplement intake also creates problems that many seniors aren't aware of. Taking calcium with meals can significantly reduce the absorption of iron from food, potentially contributing to anemia. Taking it between meals can cause stomach upset and interfere with the absorption of other medications. Many common medications prescribed to seniors, including certain antibiotics and thyroid medications, can have their effectiveness reduced when taken with calcium supplements. Perhaps most concerning is that calcium supplements can create a false sense of security about bone health. Many seniors believe that taking their daily calcium pill means they've addressed their bone health needs, when in reality, bone strength depends much more on regular weight-bearing exercise, adequate protein intake, vitamin D status, and overall hormonal balance. This misplaced confidence can lead to neglecting other crucial aspects of bone health maintenance. Orthopedic specialists emphasize that the best approach to bone health after 50 focuses on supporting your body's natural calcium regulation systems rather than overwhelming them with supplements. This means ensuring adequate vitamin D levels for proper calcium absorption, maintaining healthy magnesium intake, engaging in regular resistance exercise to stimulate bone formation, and getting calcium from food sources that provide it naturally. Balanced ratios with other bone-supporting nutrients. The calcium found in dairy products, leafy greens, sardines, and almonds comes packaged with complementary minerals and is absorbed more gradually and efficiently than supplement forms. These food sources provide calcium in amounts that your body can handle without disrupting its natural regulatory mechanisms. They also supply other bone-supporting compounds like vitamin K2, which helps direct calcium to bones rather than arteries. If you're currently taking calcium supplements, discuss alternatives with your healthcare provider rather than stopping abruptly. They may recommend evaluating your overall diet, checking your vitamin D levels, and assessing other factors that influence bone health. Many doctors now focus on optimizing the body's natural ability to use calcium effectively rather than simply increasing calcium intake through supplements. Understanding that bone health is about much more than calcium intake can be liberating for seniors who have been dutifully taking supplements despite experiencing side effects. Your bones are living tissues that respond to movement, hormonal balance, and overall nutritional status. Supporting these natural processes often proves more effective than trying to force bone strength through high-dose calcium supplementation that may ultimately compromise your cardiovascular and kidney health while failing to deliver the bone protection you're seeking. Iron supplements. Iron supplements often seem like a logical solution for combating fatigue and weakness after 50, but doctors are discovering that excess iron from these popular pills can actually cause the very symptoms they're meant to prevent, while creating serious long-term damage throughout your body. Unlike iron deficiency, which is relatively easy to detect and address, iron overload from supplements builds silently in your tissues, oxidizing and literally rusting your cells from the inside out, leaving you more tired, achy, and vulnerable to infections than before you started taking them. The human body has evolved sophisticated mechanisms to regulate iron absorption because too much iron is genuinely dangerous. When you consume iron from food sources, your intestines carefully control how much enters your bloodstream based on your body's actual needs. However, iron supplements bypass many of these natural safeguards, delivering concentrated doses that can overwhelm your body's ability to manage this powerful mineral safely. Hematologists explain that iron acts as a catalyst for oxidative stress, the same process that causes metal to rust. When excess iron accumulates in your tissues, it generates harmful free radicals that damage cell membranes, proteins, and DNA. This oxidative damage accelerates aging at the cellular level and compromises the function of vital organs, including your heart, liver, and pancreas. The irony is profound. Taking iron supplements to boost energy can actually drain your vitality by forcing your cells to work harder to repair ongoing oxidative damage. The fatigue that many seniors experience while taking iron supplements often gets misinterpreted as a sign that they need even more iron, creating a dangerous cycle. In reality, this exhaustion frequently stems from iron overload rather than deficiency. When iron builds up in your liver, it interferes with the organ's ability to process nutrients and detoxify your blood efficiently. Your liver becomes sluggish, under the burden of excess iron, leading to the persistent tiredness that no amount of rest seems to relieve. Joint pain represents another common consequence of iron supplementation that's often overlooked or attributed to normal aging. Excess iron deposits in joint tissues, particularly in the knees, hips, and hands, where it triggers inflammatory responses. Rheumatologists have observed that patients with iron overload frequently develop arthritis-like symptoms that don't respond well to typical joint treatments. The iron deposits act like microscopic irritants, causing chronic inflammation that breaks down cartilage and makes movement increasingly painful and difficult. Your immune system, which should become stronger with proper nutrition, actually weakens under the assault of iron overload. Iron feeds harmful bacteria and other pathogens, essentially providing fuel for the very organisms your immune system is trying to fight. This is why doctors notice that patients taking unnecessary iron supplements often experience more frequent infections, slower wound healing, and longer recovery times from illnesses. The excess iron creates an environment in your body where harmful microorganisms can thrive, while your immune cells struggle against the oxidative stress caused by iron accumulation. Cardiologists are particularly concerned about iron's effects on heart health in older adults. Iron deposits in heart muscle interfere with the organ's electrical conduction system, potentially causing irregular heartbeats. The oxidative damage from excess iron also contributes to the hardening of arteries and increases the risk of heart attacks. Some studies have shown that men with higher iron stores have significantly increased rates of cardiovascular disease, which is why many doctors now routinely check iron levels in patients with heart problems. The liver bears the heaviest burden when dealing with iron overload. This vital organ tries desperately to store the excess iron safely, but eventually becomes overwhelmed. Iron accumulation in liver cells leads to inflammation, scarring, and eventually cirrhosis in severe cases. Even before reaching such extreme stages, an iron-burdened liver cannot effectively perform its hundreds of essential functions, from processing hormones to manufacturing proteins your body needs for healing and maintenance. Endocrinologists have identified connections between iron overload and diabetes, as excess iron interferes with insulin production and glucose metabolism. The pancreas, already working harder in many seniors to maintain blood sugar balance, becomes further compromised when iron deposits accumulate in its insulin-producing cells. This can push people with prediabetes into full diabetes or make existing diabetes much harder to control. The brain is not immune to iron's damaging effects either. Neurologists have found that excess iron contributes to cognitive decline and may accelerate the development of neurodegenerative diseases. Iron deposits in brain tissue generate oxidative stress that damages neurons and disrupts communication between brain cells. This can manifest as memory problems, difficulty concentrating, and the mental fog that many seniors attribute to normal aging but may actually stem from iron overload. Gastroenterologists frequently see patients whose digestive systems rebel against iron supplements, The concentrated iron causes constipation, nausea, and stomach irritation in many people. More concerning is that these digestive issues can mask the symptoms of iron overload, as people often stop taking supplements due to stomach problems before realizing the broader health impacts that excess iron was beginning to cause throughout their bodies. The absorption of other essential minerals becomes compromised when iron levels are excessive. Zinc, copper, and manganese all compete with iron for absorption, meaning that iron supplements can create deficiencies in these other crucial nutrients. This mineral imbalance can affect everything from immune function to wound healing to mental clarity, creating a cascade of health problems that seem unrelated to iron supplementation. Women after menopause face particular risks from iron supplements because they no longer lose iron through monthly menstruation. The natural regulatory mechanism that prevented iron buildup during their reproductive years is gone, making them especially vulnerable to accumulating dangerous levels of this mineral. Many women continue taking iron supplements out of habit, or because they remember needing them when they were younger, not realizing that their iron needs have dramatically decreased. Laboratory tests can easily detect iron overload, but many healthcare providers don't routinely check for it unless patients present with obvious symptoms. Ferritin levels, which measure iron stores, can reveal iron accumulation long before serious organ damage occurs. However, many seniors taking iron supplements never have these levels monitored, allowing dangerous buildup to continue unchecked for months or years. The most frustrating aspect of iron supplement overuse is that it often persists even when dietary iron intake is adequate. Foods rich in iron, such as lean meats, beans, and leafy greens, provide this mineral in forms that are more easily regulated by the body. When combined with vitamin C-rich foods, dietary iron absorption improves naturally without overwhelming the body's regulatory mechanisms. Some doctors now recommend that adults over 50 avoid iron supplements entirely unless blood tests specifically indicate iron deficiency anemia. Even then, they prefer to address the underlying cause of iron loss rather than simply supplementing indefinitely. This might involve treating digestive bleeding, adjusting medications that interfere with iron absorption, or addressing dietary factors that prevent adequate iron uptake from food sources. If you're currently taking iron supplements, discussing your actual iron status with your healthcare provider through proper blood testing is crucial before continuing. Many people taking these supplements don't actually need them and may be causing more harm than good to their long-term health and vitality. Multivitamins with synthetic vitamins. Multivitamins filled with synthetic vitamins promise comprehensive nutrition in a single pill, but these artificially manufactured nutrients often leave seniors weaker and more nutritionally depleted than before they started taking them. The synthetic vitamins found in most drugstore multivitamins are chemically different from the natural vitamins found in food, and your body struggles to recognize, absorb, and use these laboratory-created imposters effectively. Most people don't realize that the vitamin C in their multivitamin is typically ascorbic acid manufactured from corn syrup, or that the vitamin E is often a single isolated compound rather than the complex family of 8 different tocopherols found in natural sources. These synthetic versions may share the same molecular formula as natural vitamins, but they lack the cofactors, enzymes, and complementary compounds that make natural vitamins work effectively in your body. It's like trying to play a symphony with only half the orchestra. The notes might be technically correct, but the harmony and effectiveness are completely lost. Nutritional biochemists explain that synthetic vitamins often exist in forms that your body has difficulty processing. Synthetic folic acid, for example, must be converted by your liver into the active form that your cells can actually use. However, many people, particularly those over 50, have reduced ability to make this conversion efficiently. This means that taking synthetic folic acid can actually create a backup of unusable folic acid in your system while you remain functionally deficient in the active form your body desperately needs for DNA repair and cellular function. The absorption rates of synthetic vitamins are significantly lower than their natural counterparts, which means you're often getting far less nutritional benefit than the label suggests. Natural vitamin C from fruits comes with bioflavonoids, enzymes, and other compounds that enhance absorption and effectiveness. Synthetic ascorbic acid lacks these supporting elements, so much of it passes through your system unused while potentially causing digestive upset along the way. Studies have shown that natural vitamin C is retained in tissues much longer than synthetic versions, providing sustained benefits rather than the quick spike and elimination pattern seen with synthetic forms. Gastroenterologists frequently see patients whose digestive systems are irritated by synthetic multivitamins. The concentrated artificial nutrients can cause nausea, stomach pain, and constipation, particularly when taken on an empty stomach. Unlike natural vitamins that come embedded in food matrices that buffer their effects, synthetic vitamins hit your digestive system as concentrated chemicals that can overwhelm sensitive stomach linings. Many seniors stop eating breakfast or reduce their food intake when multivitamins cause stomach upset, ironically making their nutritional status worse rather than better. The mineral forms used in cheap multivitamins present even greater problems. Synthetic minerals are often bound to inorganic compounds that make them poorly absorbed and potentially harmful. Iron sulfate, commonly used in multivitamins, can cause significant digestive distress and oxidative stress compared to the gentler iron forms found naturally in food. Calcium carbonate, another common synthetic mineral, requires high stomach acid for absorption, something many seniors lack, and can contribute to kidney stone formation when taken in the large doses found in multivitamins. Perhaps most dangerous is how synthetic multivitamins can mask real nutritional deficiencies while creating an illusion of adequate nutrition. Blood tests might show normal vitamin levels from synthetic supplementation, but these vitamins may not be in forms your body can actually use effectively. This masking effect prevents people from addressing the root causes of their nutritional problems, such as poor digestion, medication interactions, or dietary inadequacies that need specific attention. The vitamin ratios in synthetic multivitamins often ignore the delicate balance that exists in natural nutrition. Taking high doses of synthetic vitamin C can interfere with copper absorption. Excessive synthetic vitamin E can disrupt vitamin K function. Large amounts of synthetic B vitamins can create imbalances between different B vitamins as they work together as a complex rather than as isolated compounds. Your body evolved to handle nutrients in the balanced ratios found in whole foods, not the arbitrary combinations created by supplement manufacturers focused on marketing claims rather than biological reality. Endocrinologists point out that synthetic vitamins can disrupt hormone production and regulation. The vitamin D3 in most multivitamins is often poorly absorbed and may not effectively support the complex vitamin D pathways that influence everything from immune function to mood regulation. Synthetic vitamin A can accumulate to toxic levels more easily than natural beta-carotene, which your body converts to vitamin A only as needed. This accumulation can stress your liver and interfere with other fat-soluble vitamin functions. Manufacturing processes for synthetic vitamins often involve petroleum derivatives, coal tar, and other industrial chemicals that leave residues in the final product. While these residues may be within legal limits, they represent an additional toxic burden for your body to process. Your liver, already working harder with age, must detoxify these chemical residues while trying to process the synthetic vitamins themselves. This creates additional stress on an organ system that should be supported, not burdened by nutritional supplementation. The timing and combination of synthetic vitamins in multivitamins often work against optimal absorption. Fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K need to be taken with fats for proper absorption, but they're combined with water-soluble vitamins that are best absorbed on an empty stomach. Minerals like calcium and iron compete for absorption pathways, but they're thrown together in the same pill. This shotgun approach to nutrition often results in poor absorption of everything rather than good absorption of anything. Quality control in the synthetic vitamin industry is often inadequate, with significant variations between what's listed on labels and what's actually in the pills. Independent testing has revealed that many multivitamins contain only 20 to 80% of their claimed potency, while others exceed safe levels of certain nutrients. Some contain concerning levels of heavy metals like lead and mercury, accumulated during the manufacturing process or from contaminated raw materials. The oxidation that occurs in synthetic vitamins during storage further reduces their effectiveness. Unlike natural vitamins that are protected by antioxidant compounds in their original food matrices, synthetic vitamins are vulnerable to breakdown from light, heat, and air exposure. By the time you consume them, many synthetic vitamins have degraded into less active or potentially harmful compounds. Pharmacologists warn that synthetic multivitamins can interfere with prescription medications in unpredictable ways. The synthetic forms may interact differently with medications than natural nutrients would, potentially reducing drug effectiveness or increasing side effects. The arbitrary combinations of nutrients in multivitamins create multiple opportunities for drug interactions that are difficult to predict or monitor. Rather than providing the nutritional insurance they promise, synthetic multivitamins often create a false sense of security that prevents people from addressing their real nutritional needs through better food choices, improved digestion, or targeted supplementation with high-quality, naturally derived nutrients. The money spent on these synthetic products would be far better invested in nutrient-dense whole foods that provide vitamins and minerals in the forms your body was designed to recognize and use effectively.